Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Hot Take, a brand new One Heat Minute Productions Patreon video exclusive podcast. I am your host, Blake Howard. This is my co-host and producer, Brian Game.
G'day, mate.
G'day. This show, basically, from the demand of people listening on our Discord, is to talk about new movies that come out and have reactions, because I don't really write anything about new movies unless I'm being paid, and it's so rare that I do. I'm sort of in that wheelhouse of older stuff. But what people don't realize is that Brian and I go and see most of them that we want to.
Yes.
Just the ones that we really want to. And then most of the other stuff, it's kind of skip. But we're going to start doing more of these together. We thought we'd get on and talk. We thought we'd do a couple of fast, hot takes on, I guess, the most recent 3 or 4 that we've seen is probably the best way to start. The first one we're going to talk about is Barbie. Now, I don't want to review Barbie because why?
Ben Shapiro did such a good job.
It's been done.
It's been
Juan Shapiro has fucking burned it to the ground with a take that is so ridiculous and skewed and babyish and weak. What else could we have to say?
He's covered it.
He's covered it all
with his rent.
Once he does it, it's done.
Yeah.
I think that's this podcast is about if Ben Shapiro's done it. No, if you're not a baby, I don't necessarily want to review Barbie. I want to review the girl we were sitting next to at Barbie.
Yes.
It was a roller coaster for her.
Yes, it absolutely was.
It was like a hens night or a bachelorette night if you're in the States at the Barbie premiere in Australia, as it should be, candy coated. It was Barbie core, lots of pinks and whatnot that were there, and everyone was having an absolute ball. People were getting their nails painted. It was special. It's like movies as an event, always super fun. We went to Barbie. There was a girl that was sitting next to us who came into the theater really late and sat next to her friend. Oh, so no, sorry, didn't sit next to her friend. We were sitting together, and there was like a single seat next to us, and she had to sit next to us. And the beginning of the movie, she's like, Becky! She's like 12 champagnes in. Becky! Drinking. They'd just been TikToking, they'd been Instagramming, and she was maybe for the first 15 minutes, like looking at her phone, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just checking that the night had been there. But tell me, Brian, you were sitting right next to her. What was the trajectory for her in the seat next to you?
The trajectory throughout the trajectory was, where's my friend? What am I doing? Who's looking at me? Who's like, how am I being noticed? And then all of a sudden it was, oh, wait, there's actually a film. It's okay. And then I've got to say that the poignant part of the film, tears were rolling down her cheeks.
So she went from, I'm having the time of my life, to like sobbing. Just crying. That's ugly crying.
And then as soon as the movie was over, it was snapped back to, where's my friend? What's going on? What's happening? Am I part of the zeitgeist again?
Yes. Yeah. Look, and impossible to be noticed, and also impossible not to be noticed at a premiere like that. Like the whole thing is like the event and your Instagram and you're an influencer, but like on the actual movie itself, hugely entertaining.
Yes.
Wicked smart.
Yes.
Formally really excellent, like looked spectacular. Some of the unbelievably technicolor, like old school 1930s musical numbers where the cars are moving against these like still backgrounds, and all the playfulness is so good. And just absolute headshots to guys who love movies like The Godfather. Just like, oh, that hurt. Oh, headshot. For guys who like look up Sylvester Stallone and for absolute headshots. But it was fun. It was good to take the shots. Unique, kind of was like super fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, I came out of there and I actually looked up, as you remember, I actually looked up I am Knuff.
Yeah.
Teacher.
You failed. That was your first failure as a producer on the show. Was you're like, I really should get an I am Knuff onto, what was it, like Etsy?
Yeah.
And now, how many fucking I am Knuff shirts are there out there?
They're everywhere. We are raining in them.
Yeah. And guess who's not raining in the money? Us.
Right.
So what's the lesson? Don't listen to me. Just fucking immediately go to Etsy and say, I think I found an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can talk about it. And if, that's the over under. The over under is that Brian shouldn't listen to me. And then next time we should talk about like him like jumping onto an opportunity. But it's so rare. Like we're not going to get I Am Knuff.
No, it was just it was perfection. It was that moment. It was in the film, and then it was just like, but what it meant behind it, and it just everything just lined up in a row, and it was just like, yes, I'll take it.
Have you seen lots of Greta Gerwig movies? Have you seen? You haven't seen Little Women. Have you seen Lady Bird? That one, I think maybe would have come past you.
No, actually, I haven't. That is Lyndon Johnson's Lady Bird.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's exactly it. This is why he's the producer. He's a cinephile like no one else. Yeah. Yeah.
I go for the
Greta
popcorn.
Greta Gerwig's Lyndon Johnson's Lady Bird. No, it's not that. It's not part of this to do with this with Brian is because he's a normal human being and he's not in this stuff. But Greta Gerwig, amazing filmmaker. I think she's 3 for 3. Barbie is the latest, obviously, which is massive and is about to make $1 billion worldwide. And it's easily the biggest movie of the year. The previous film was Little Women, which was a literary adaptation. It has Saoirse Ronan and has Florence Pugh and has Timothée Chalamet and I was going to say Hermione Granger, but it's Emma Watson is in it. Really terrific movie. She made that adaptation really great. Showed off a lot of her chops. And then the film before that, the kind of like breakout was Lady Bird, and she was I think both of them were nominated for like best, or one was best adapted screenplay, one was best original, but she's really talented and she's a hugely talented actor. There's another great movie called 20th Century Women, which she stars in, but she doesn't direct, and she's just absolutely awesome as well. And some others, Frances Ha, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to watch any of them, Lady Bird is a good start.
And it's not about
Lyndon Johnson. That's why Mrs. Johnson. I don't fucking know. I'm Australian.
Oh, yes.
That's the other thing about Barbie. The lines outside of cinemas with people just in candy colored pink and people talking about it and going to it. Have you had any like punters tell you what they thought? Like people at work or friends? Because I had some friends talk about it and they were like, they kind of like, I don't think we're down for the more serious, like basic feminism, like messaging of the movie. They were more about the popcorn and the silly, but it kind of like, I think it did both really well.
It really did. It absolutely did both absolutely well. Like,
yeah.
There's not one moment where I was like, okay, I'm being preached at.
Yes.
And the one moment that touched on it was like an agreement. It was like, yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. As opposed to like, oh, it was like, yes, I get it now.
Yes.
Get it now. Oh, she's crying.
Okay, the girl next to you, she gets it. She's like, feminism, I finally get it. But so, yeah, but have you had any punches though? Like
no, I've told a bunch of people, I was like, you take like with teenage daughters.
Yeah.
I'm like, go and take your teenage daughter. Because I feel like it's a mom and daughter. It's very that core message is great for that.
Yeah. And you're my mother. So that's why we went. And I'm your teenage daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because when I was sitting there formulating how I talk to the crier, you were like, okay, Mom, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Mom, let's go.
But no, but
you're like, she's crying. I've got an opportunity. Emotions.
Give me some Kleenex.
So that's Barbie.
Yeah. No, it was good.